Welcome to Fantasia, home the melodious. My name's Azallea, and today gonna be bringing you guys another playtesting video. So this time we're gonna be playing with our Dark Lunalight deck yet again. So without any further ado, let's just jump right into this. So we're just gonna grab our 5 cards from our deck. So that's 4, that's 5, and let's see what we got. So we got a Lunalight Tiger, it's pretty good. Oh, Gofu. Gofu's a fantastic starting card. Tenki, Blue Cat, and Desires. Okay, so this is a pretty wonky hand, and we have the potential to get an amazing field. It really comes down to what Desires gives us, though. So what we have here, before we Desires, though, we have to go for some of our searches to thin out our deck. But what I'm going to do first is just special summon this Gofu straight from my hand, and then that allows me to go for 2 of my tokens. So I'm going to special summon 2 tokens to my side of the field as well. And now what we can do is we can go for a search with our Fire Formation Tenki. Okay, so I'll go for the search right here. Now, the thing with Gofu and searching with his deck is that most of the time if you do open up with the Desires, you don't open with the Gofu, you wouldn't go for your Armageddon Knight and things like that. First, you would see if you could potentially draw into your Gofu with your Desires before you start normal summoning. So that's something to keep in mind. So we're going to go for our Tenki and we're going to search, and we're going to get a copy of Kaleidochick, because Kaleidochick is a great way for us to set up our graveyard, because we don't have Summoner Monk or Armageddon Knight or things like that, but Tenki is pretty much the same thing because it gives us access to Kaleidochick, and this deck really just wants access to Kaleidochick as soon as possible. So again, because we already have the Gofu, there's no need to Desires first. We can go for Kaleidochick plays first. So we're going to normal summon our Kaleidochick, and then we're going to use her effect to send a Lunalight monster from our deck to the graveyard. And I'm going to go for the Purple Butterfly, because what I see here is that in my hand, I actually have 1 copy of the Lunalight Tiger, which can help bring back the Purple Butterfly from the graveyard, and I have a Blue Cat. That Purple Butterfly could just banish and special summon her straight from my hand, so that's also a really good thing. I'm going to play one of her, so that's why I'm using Kaleidochick to send her to the graveyard first before I go for my Desires play. So yeah, I'm going to go for that right now. We're going to activate our Pod Desires. Make sure to shuffle your deck, of course, before going for any card that allows you to draw. So we're just going to thoroughly shuffle. And banishing 10 cards from the top of your deck kind of sucks, but again, you'll see that we're not going to banish too many important cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So these are 10 cards that are going to be banished. And before we draw, I like to just check what I banished to see what we lost. So, okay, we lost 2 copies of Black Sheep. Kind of sucks, but 1 copy is all we really need. So that's not too bad. And it looks like we only lost 1 copy of Polymerization, so it's not too bad. And of course, we're getting access to Omega, so we can always put whatever we need back into our graveyard. So Zephyros, again, is a pretty good target to be able to put back into our graveyard. So those are 10 that are banished, and let's draw 2 cards, see if we can get anything good. Another Lunalight Tiger and another copy of Gofu. So not really the best draws, but we do have follow-up plays for our next turn if we do get our field cleared with another Gofu. So yeah, let's go with this play right here. So with our Lunalight Tiger, we just activate that into our Pendulum Scale. And with our Lunalight Tiger, we could bring back this Purple Butterfly from our graveyard, special summon it to our side of the field. And before you go for your Omega play, though, since you want Omega to be able to put a banished card back into your graveyard, you want to actually go for your Link Summon first. So I'm going to use 2 of my tokens, and I'm going to go for a Proxy Dragon right here. So Proxy Dragon first, and then after you summon your Proxy Dragon, I like to go for the Kaleidochick with the Proxy Dragon here, and we're going to go ahead and summon the Decode Talker from our extra deck. Summon it right there. Now with Decode Talker on the field, it opens up a lot more plays for us, because we can, of course, summon 2 extra deck monsters here. So we're going to go ahead and synchro with these, and summon the Psy-Frame Lord Omega from our extra deck. So that's pretty good. And then what we have in our hand that's left is 1 copy of Blue Cat and 1 copy of Tiger. So this is actually not too bad, because what we can do is we can actually go for another play. So we can go for another extra deck monster in this play zone right here. So we can activate the Lunalight Tiger in the other Pendulum Scale, and then we can use her effect to actually special summon this Kaleidochick from our graveyard back to our side of the field. Oops, I'm making a mess over here. And then what you can do is once your Kaleido Chick's back onto your side of the field, you can activate her effect to send another Lunalight from your deck to the graveyard. So in this case, oh, we got very lucky. I didn't notice this, but you didn't banish the wolf or the Crimson Fox. So those are some pretty good targets for you to send to the graveyard, actually. But what we do want to do is probably send something that we might need for a later turn. So just looking through, okay. So I'm probably going to send the Crimson Fox, at least for now, because it is a level 4 monster and it's not bad to have in the graveyard as a protection effect. So that's why she's pretty good to have in your grave. And what I'm going to do is probably just banish the Purple Butterfly in my graveyard right here. So banishing the Purple Butterfly, I can special summon another Lunalight monster straight from our hand. And I can special summon the Lunalight Blue Cat to our side of the field. Then what I could do is actually overlay both of these and go for a nice XYZ play, so rank 4. So the thing is, you can summon your Bagooska, but Bagooska will turn off your Cyframe Mode Omega, and because we want to put stuff back from our Banish Zone into our graveyard, I'm actually not going to go for the Bagooska here, and I'm probably just going to go for something like the Tornado Dragon. Or if you really wanted to, you could go for the Brotherhood of the Firefist Tiger King to set another Tenki from your deck to your side of the field. You can't search with it this turn because you already played a Tenki, but next turn that means that you have a guaranteed search already for you. So that's going to be pretty good. So I'm just going to go for a Tornado Dragon because it's a little extra disruption against our opponent. So it can pop some spell or trap cards, which is pretty nice. So that's why I'm going to summon that. And of course, your Tornado Dragon, if your opponent doesn't do anything on their turn that warrants you to use your Tornado Dragon, you can always pop your Tiger and potentially just special summon another Lunalight monster like Crimson Fox from your graveyard back to your side of the field during your opponent's end phase or something like that, so you could set up for your next turn plays. And of course we have this Gofu that's left in our hand. It's kind of dead right now because we already have a pretty decently established field, but if you do manage to get something like a Perfume or something, you could always just pitch it from your hand to go for an additional search. So let's say we go to our opponent's turn and we get to activate our Omega's effect during their standby phase. We can put stuff back. So again, we have the Perfume that's already banished due to Desires. You can easily just put this back into your graveyard and then you can go for a search there. Again, you can always put back Zephyros. Zephyros can bounce back one of your scales, so you can go for more ways to swarm your side of the field. But in this case, I'm probably just going to go for the Lunalight Perfume. I'm just going to take that and put it back into my graveyard, which is going to be nice for me next turn. Mostly because the fact that we already have Tornado Dragon, so you can clear one of your scales here by yourself if you really do need to. So Zephyros isn't really too necessary in that regard, and because we already made a rank 4 in our first turn, there's no rush to get that Zephyros back. So Perfume is going to be very nice, allows us to search for a Lunalight Wolf next turn, and of course get rid of this potentially dead card in our hand. So yeah, this was a pretty decent field, I would say, for what we did, and for that Desires. Desires, again, it's a wild card, so you could potentially make a really good field or potentially just draw into other dead cards. But yeah, so I'm going to get this cleaned up and we'll hop into the next combo. Alright guys, welcome back. So I have everything shuffled and we are ready to test out a second sample hand. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. There we go, perfect. So we have Lunalight Tiger, which is fantastic, couples really well with the Armageddon Knight we have here. Zephyros and Purple Butterfly are not that great. You do not want to see these one-ups in your hand. You'd much rather send them with your Armageddon Knight, or like in Purple Butterfly's case, you want to send it with Kaleido Chick, or for both of them, you know, Foolish Burial works as well. And we have a Perfume, which is pretty nice. Well, let's see what to do with this hand. Well, we definitely have to start off with an Armageddon Knight play, because that's one of the best options here. So we're going to normal summon the Armageddon Knight and use his effect. And we are going to send a Kaleido Chick from the deck to the graveyard, of course, because you want to see her as soon as possible to make all of your plays. She's definitely the centerpiece of the deck now that she's released in the TCG. Okay, so we did that. Let's see. I'm probably going to use the Lunalight Perfume to just revive her from the graveyard. We can go from there. So Lunalight Perfume, targeting the Kaleido Chick, special summoning her from the graveyard. So that's very nice. And now we can activate Kaleido Chick's effect to send a Lunalight monster from our deck to the graveyard. I'm going to send the Crimson Fox. You can also send a Blue Cat, but Crimson Fox provides some protection for a Lunalight monster, so that's kind of nice. But Blue Cat definitely works as well. You just need another level 4 Lunalight monster because you want to go for a Brotherhood the Firefist Tiger King. Now, Kaleido Chick makes Tiger King so easy to summon, so we're just going to use our Lunalight Tiger, we're going to scale her, and we're going to use her effect to target the Crimson Fox and bring her back from the graveyard. Now what you can do is easily just overlay both of these and go for your Brotherhood the Firefist Tiger King right up there. And again, Kaleido Chick is just such a great enabler for this deck for all of its combos that it does. So when Tiger King gets XYZ summoned, you can actually set a Fire Formation spell or trap card directly from your deck to your side of the field. Fortunately for us, we did not open up with a Tenki, so Tiger King can definitely fetch us that. If you did open up with a Tenki, you could just have a Tenki here, set it for next turn. But in this case, since we didn't use it, we're just going to activate it immediately and go for another search. So we're just going to go and, I'm probably going to go and grab a Lunalight Black Sheep, because of the fact that we don't have a Polymerization yet. So when you add this to your hand, just activate her effect, go back into your deck, and just search for a Polymerization. If you had a Polymerization in your hand already, you can always search for a Fusion Substitute. So there's that. Oh, we passed it. There we go. Polymerization right here. It's always good to have a diverse number of cards and diverse types of cards in your deck, so you can go for whatever the situation calls for. Alright, so Polymerization's right here, that's going to be pretty good. And looking at our field right now, we can just activate Brotherhood the Firefist Tiger King's effect, detaching this Kaleido Chick. So I want to detach the Kaleido Chick from the Brotherhood the Firefist Tiger King because you want her in the graveyard so you can continuously revive her and then use her effects over and over again, basically to fill up your graveyard with a bunch of Lunalight monsters and to basically just thin your main deck out. So Tiger King, when you detach a material from him, you can actually negate the effects of all of the monsters on the field that are not Beast Warrior type monsters. Thankfully for us, we had the Armageddon Knight, so we can activate this effect. If you did not have any other monsters on the field, or if all your monsters are Beast Warrior type monsters, you cannot activate his effect. So yeah, that's why Armageddon Knight is actually pretty good here, just getting his effect negated. Alright, so now looking at this hand, I'm going to get Zephyros into the graveyard by just banishing this Perfume. So banish the Perfume from the graveyard, and then send this Zephyros from my hand to the graveyard, so I can go for a search. And I believe this time I'm going to go for another Lunalight Tiger, because I think I can start abusing Tiger in this combo, because I have Zephyros that can bounce stuff back, and Tiger just helps us swarm the field to go for additional Link monsters, so I'm definitely going to go with this. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is actually activate Zephyros' effect, returning this Lunalight Tiger back to my hand to special summon this from my graveyard to my side of the field. So that's going to be pretty good. Now I can reuse this Lunalight Tiger that I just bounced back by activating her in the Pendulum Scale once more and using her effect to special summon the Kaleido Chick from my graveyard. Now Kaleido Chick can activate her effect to send another Lunalight monster from my deck to the graveyard. And I'm going to send a Lunalight Wolf. Wolf is definitely a good card to send, especially because you can add it back with cards like Black Sheep. So fairly easy for us to recover. And it's just a great way, it's just a good thing to get your one-ofs out of the deck so that, if you do draw into Desires and things like that, you don't end up banishing them. Okay, so let's see what we have here. I'm going to use the Kaleido Chick and the Tiger King to go for a Link summon. Yeah, bet you didn't expect that, huh? So Tiger King and Kaleido Chick are both Beast Warrior type monsters. So because they share the same type, you can actually special summon an Akashic Magician from your extra deck. Now, if you guys don't own a copy of Akashic Magician, I highly, highly recommend that you get one of these copies. She's kind of dipping in price a little bit right now, so at the time of recording this video at least, so might be a good time to start picking her up. She's definitely a great card, and she's only a one-of that you need, so definitely look into that. She's a great enabler for combo decks like Lunalights. So Akashic Magician, when I summon her, that's going to be fine. If your opponent had something here, you can bounce it back to their hand, so that's kind of cool. But now, let's see what I want to do. This basically just cleared up the extra monster zone, and she has a down marker so that I can actually summon another monster here. You might be tempted to go for a rank 4 summon, like right here, right now, like Tornado Dragon, something like that, but definitely don't do that yet. Because of the fact that if you did that, you'd be locking yourself out of additional plays. So what I want to do is actually just scale this Lunalight Tiger into my other Pendulum zone, and then use my Lunalight Tiger to, let's see, I can go for a fusion summon because I have Poly and a Lunalight, so definitely want to bring something back. So either the Kaleido Chick or the Black Sheep. Now it's a question of, do I want to recover a Polymerization, or do I want to recover an additional monster? And I think I'm going to recover a monster, so I'm going to use Tiger in the Scale to bring back the Black Sheep. Now I want to recover this Lunalight Wolf because that'll open up a lot of options for us down the line in terms of what fusion monsters we want to summon from our extra deck. So what we're going to do is activate the Polymerization here, and we can fuse the Black Sheep and the Purple Butterfly, and then special summon a Lunalight Cat Dancer from our extra deck. So that's going to be nice. We'll just summon that right here. And now Black Sheep can actually activate in the graveyard, and Black Sheep will allow us to add back this Lunalight Wolf that's in our graveyard back to our hand. Like I said, fantastic recovery options in this deck, and Kaleido Chick is the one that enables all of this. So this is in our hand now, that's good. But you notice that we have two pendulum zones occupied, so we have to clear this out. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use Akashic and my Cat Dancer, so a Link 2 monster and a any other monster, and I'm going to go for a Decode Talker. So Decode Talker goes right here, and that's going to be very good for us, because now it opens up the bottom left and the bottom right zones. So here, now I can go for the rank 4 in this zone, and don't be afraid to use like your Lunalight fusions for link materials. I know a lot of people are like, oh, but you're using your boss monster, but really it doesn't matter because we can utilize our cards in our graveyard as well, and you'll see why in just a bit. The Lunalights, of course, can special summon their boss monsters from their graveyard, so that's why it's really nice. So we're going to summon the Tornado Dragon so we can clear one of these pendulum zones so that we can activate our Lunalight Wolf. So here you actually have a multitude of options of what you're going to bring back with this Lunalight Tiger that you pop. So we're going to use detach Armageddonite, and we're just going to pop this one right here. So when I pop this Lunalight Tiger and she goes to the extra deck, she can actually trigger and special summon one of our Lunalight monsters from our graveyard. So you have the option of, I'm just going to run down a few of them. So you can summon your Lunalight Cat Dancer. So you can special summon her back. She doesn't have to be where the link marker points to, because she's being summoned from the graveyard and not the extra deck. So that's kind of nice. And then what you can do is actually scale this Lunalight Wolf and activate her effect. And you can banish like any 2 Lunalight monsters that you want. So you can banish Kaleido Chick and let's just say you banish Kaleido Chick and Purple Butterfly, right? So you banish these 2 cards from your graveyard, and you can special summon another copy of Lunalight Cat Dancer to your side of the field. So you can special summon this, and then Kaleido Chick will activate, preventing your opponent from basically responding to activating anything during the battle phase. And now you have, if your opponent has a clear field, you have lethal damage on board right away. So this is like 5,000 damage, and this card's already 3,800. So this Tornado Drag just finishes things off. So that's one possible option that you could go for. Now, if you didn't want to bring back the Cat Dancer, so I'm just going to rewind a little bit and put some of this stuff back. So still, you'll summon the Tornado Dragon as always, but what you do now, oops, there we go. So I'm resetting this, and if you use your Tornado Dragon and you pop your Tiger, right, what your Tiger can summon back would be a copy of Kaleido Chick. So if you summon back Kaleido Chick, you can actually go for a pretty amazing play as well. So Kaleido Chick, when she comes back, you can actually send another Lunalight monster from your deck to the graveyard, or your extra deck to the graveyard, that is fine. So I'll just send a copy of Lunalight Blue Cat. And then what you could do is activate your Lunalight Wolf, and you can banish your, whatever you just sent. I'll just do the Blue Cat, and then I'll do the Cat Dancer right here. You can banish both of those from your graveyard, and then you can go for a Lunalight Panther Dancer, so that's kind of cool. If your opponent has a lot of monsters on their set field, you can definitely go for this play here. So you can go for the Panther Dancer, and Panther Dancer can attack every monster your opponent controls twice each. So you can inflict a ton of damage to your opponent, and then of course you have these 3 monsters to help finish off the game if you do need that. So that's one other option that you could go for. Now if you didn't want to go for a Panther Dancer, let's say you just want to go for game because you know Leo Dancer can finish things off, we can easily summon a Leo Dancer as well. So again, when we have all this reset, this should be in the deck. So let's reset everything. So your Tornado Dragon will pop this Lunalight Tiger, right? And then your Lunalight Tiger will activate, and you can bring back your Kaleido Chick. And then when you have your Kaleido Chick, you can activate her effect to send a Panther Dancer from your extra deck to your graveyard. And then what you would do is activate your Lunalight Wolf. You can banish the Panther Dancer, and then you can banish 2 other Lunalight monsters. So you could just banish, you know, probably the Purple Butterfly, and probably the Lunalight Black Sheep, or whatever you want to banish. So those are the ones that I chose, and then you can summon your Lunalight Leo Dancer straight from your extra deck to your side of the field, and then now you have an incredible board. Of course, you wouldn't summon this going first. The Tornado Dragon is a nice first turn play, but Leo Dancer is probably not the best option for first turn. You could summon a Panther Dancer, that's kind of nice, because again, you have the Crimson Fox in your graveyard to help protect from targeting effects and stuff anyway, and you have access to Decode Talker, that's also additional protection. So yeah, anyway, thank you all so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed it or found it helpful, please leave a like, subscribe for more Lunalight content, and leave a comment down below letting me know what I can do to improve. And until next time, take care.